Welcome to our live broadcast from the North Texas Fair and Rodeo, powered in part by Low Voltage Solutions and Classic of Denton.
Hello everyone, glad to be here today at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo, and I'm Ellie with DentonRadio.com.
I'm Cheyanne Bullock, and I'm representing the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. We're here on the sixth performance of the 89th Annual North Texas Fair and Rodeo with two of our Bud Light stage artists tonight, Mr. Zach Coffey and Gunnar Latham and Huck Sullivan of Livewater. Now, guys, how does it feel to be in Denton for the first time to play? Well, not Gunnar. You've been here before.
Yeah.
You've been here with us before.
I sure have.
But how does it feel to be here to play now that you've kind of seen it all?
This is fun, man. This is an event that I've wanted to play for a couple years, and I've played in Denton before, but this is my first time at the Fair and Rodeo.
Awesome. We're glad to have you. What about you guys?
Well, it's really fun for me because we get to watch the team roping, and we don't get to team rope. It's really awesome to be here to get to do what we love to do, and Lord blesses us with awesome opportunities, and this just kind of falls into place with stuff we always just get to happen to do.
Yep. Also, y'all get to be with same ranks. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's great. He's serious.
I don't know if I go that far.
Well, I have a question about blessings, because you guys are obviously in the country music scene now, but also you found the time to actually kind of be a blessing to someone. You guys had a little encounter with a little boy named Eli.
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell us about that?
Well, I met Eli with a former bandmate, and we were driving back from Las Cruces at just a little concert we had over there, and we stopped at the Flying J in Fort Stockton, and this little kid I couldn't tell. I didn't know anything was wrong or anything like that, but his dad said, "Hey, look at that cowboy over there." I was wearing my cowboy hat, my boots and spurs, and
nice.
and I was feeling pretty bad. I was sick, and I didn't want to talk to anybody, and later on we walked out of the store, and we had our horses in the trailer, and the guy and his son walked up and said, "Hey, do you mind if my son pets your horses or anything like that?" And I was, you know what? No, it's all good. We'll do whatever. And so we got to talking a little bit, and he told me that his son had a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they don't know really what's going to happen, and he's still alive and well with us now.
He's adorable.
That little guy's a fighter. We get to talk to him all the time, and Gunnar got to meet him a couple months later, and we got to rope steers in front of him and hang out, sing some songs for him.
I saw that. I saw that you guys were hanging out, and y'all found the time to be a blessing to someone else and giving back, and I think that's pretty awesome.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
We don't get to do this for no reason, and we don't just get it for free, and that's, I guess, if you take it wrong or whatever, that's our payment that we can give back, because we don't have $1 million we can give back to it, but we have ourselves and our time.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yep.
All right, so I know these boys got into it with rodeo, but Zach, how did you stumble onto this industry?
Well, in college, I went to Oklahoma Baptist University, and that's how I learned to drink so good. And so I sang. I couldn't pick a major.
Go Bud Light.
Yeah. I couldn't. That's right. Yeah, we got the Bud Light behind us. So there's some empties around. You have to pick them up.
Yeah.
But I couldn't pick a major, and my track coach called me in the office and said, "Hey, your scholarship's only good for 4 years," and he said, "Pick a major, do something, get out of here." And so I went into the music department and started singing opera music, and I quit as soon as I could, but I did it. I know how to do it. I'm thankful for it. And then I always grew up listening to country music, and so that kind of comes out in what I play.
I was just going to ask, how's that transition from going from opera to country music? Was it a natural thing, or was it just something that was like, okay, I got to put a different type of effort into it?
Yeah, so I'm grateful for the training, but I had an audition, and it was me, my professor, and then the guy auditioning me, and they said, "Okay, Zach, we love you. Where are you from? What do you do for fun?" And then the last thing he said, he goes, "Who did you grow up listening to? Who was an influence on you?" And I said, Garth Brooks. And my professor just head in his hands, and the guy said, "Okay, we'll call you." And so that's kind of when I realized maybe the opera thing isn't for me, and I wanted to play the stuff where my heart is and writing songs and that sort of thing.
So I guess we'll touch a little bit on y'all's rodeo background. Is that just how y'all got started?
Well, I come from a family that we all kind of sang music and stuff growing up. My dad sang opera and stuff like that, kind of similar to Zach's story. But he used to sing for like a offspring of the Gaithers, which is a gospel group, and so my whole family kind of grew up listening to music and everything, and that's what I kind of, learned how to do. And then started rodeoing when I was about 12, and I collegiate rodeo at Sul Ross State University, and so I'm going on my last year there, and hoping I get to graduate earlier. That'd be great. But anyways, that's kind of how I grew up around it and stuff.
And so I'm from Alpine, which is way West Texas. If you don't know where it is, just type it on Google. There's an Alpine, California, and we're not the same.
I have some friends in Alpine.
And so I was going to school out there, and I met Gunner, and I didn't rope, and I have never roped and rode horses or did any of that kind of stuff my whole life. And about a year and a half ago in January, a year and 8 months ago now, he said, "Hey, do you want to rope a steer?" And we had already been playing music for a little while, playing little shows, and I was like, "Yeah, man, that'd be fun. I guess I could rope a steer. I don't know what that means, but yeah, let's go do it." And so we started roping, and now rodeo and stuff is a whole lot more serious because we have goals that we've set for ourselves to go win a bunch and pro rodeo and just have fun. And now we get to do this music deal, and there ain't nothing funner than. Or there's nothing more fun than
Hey, that's actually a word in Texas.
There's nothing more fun than getting to come out and watch what you love and play music and do what you really love to do, because we're going to go rope probably tomorrow and have a good time. And Gunner really has helped me out with the rodeo and stuff, and we kind of came together as musicians and both have grown from that, and it's a super awesome blessing to meet a guy like Gunner. And then we come up with the band Livewater that just means so much more than just Livewater, the name. What it engulfs and the stuff that we try to represent.
I was just going to ask you, where did the name come from? What does it represent to you guys?
Well, we called each other for like 6 months. After I had left Alpine for a little while, and we still played music together, and we called each other, and they're like, "What do we name this band?" And we're like, "I don't know, Carpet Grass or Carpet Mountain Springs or I don't know." And Gunner said, "What about Living Water?" I was like, because we have we have a faithful background, and we want to promote Jesus Christ there, and anytime we can promote him, and when we get put on a platform, and we're just like, what about Livewater? Because I grew up in a real estate family, and Livewater in Texas is something you strive to buy eventually in your life, and that just worked out that we're not just Livewater. We're always moving forward. We're always trying to make something better for ourselves and for everybody else, and that's kind of where that came from.
Well, that's what came to mind when I saw that name, so you're doing good.
All right, so this is going to be a question for all three of you, but I'll start with Zach. So if there's somebody out there, don't give me that look.
It's always dangerous.
Don't give me that look. So if there's somebody out there that might be watching or listening that, is struggling, trying to kick off a band or do anything, what's some advice that you can give to them?
Go finish your degree and quit playing. No, man, write music. That is, no matter what, you can write songs, and no one can take those from you. And if you figure out the right thing to do with them, you can make some money. But at the end of the day, whether you're playing to 4 people, which I've done, or you're playing to 400 people, you're putting a piece of yourself out there through the songs that you write. And to me, that's the most important thing.
What about you guys?
Well, I would say, along with anything that you do or any passion that a person has, is the mindset of never give up, and just to push through and grind through it. And sometimes things don't work out. There's winners and there's losers, but I think as long as someone works for it, it pays off eventually, especially when you have the Lord first, and that's someone you can rely on, which is way better than any human can work for. So
Amen.
Well, without took exactly what I was going to say.
Y'all spend too much time together.
Yeah, we're on the same brainwave all the time. But as somebody that wants to become great in the team roping and in the music and stuff, it's just, there's no mountain too tall that you can't climb over. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you have a team and you have the right mindset to go forward and not give up when things get a little bit hard or things get too hard for you to think maybe, I don't know if I can do that. Because I always think of Michael Jordan missing however many shots he missed. before he got to where he is today.
Absolutely.
And then the Lord on your side, that you can't go wrong. If you want to be the best janitor in the world, if you have the Lord on your side, you'll get hired at UT and you'll get paid as much money as you want.
By golly.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to let these three relax a little bit before their show and catch some of Sam Rick's set. Still have some time. They'll be on the Bud Light stage 11 from 12 to 12:30. Thank you to Denton Radio for coming out. Thank you, Miss Ellie, for coming out and joining us. So y'all come out. Let's do what Cowboys do, and we'll see you at the fair.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. For more Denton information and entertainment, visit DentonRadio.com and check out our list of Denton podcasts. While you're surfing the internet, make sure to check out our friends Low Voltage Solutions and Classic of Denton.